my god. Smoke. The smoke! Alright. Welcome back. Thanks for waiting. We're returning tonight to Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 one more time, because we have a few more worlds to check out here, so let's get back into it, shall we? You had me humming with your stream start Steam while I was doing my safety checks with my semi. Ooh, nice. It's a nice theme like that, right? Something you can kind of put in the background and just have yourself a jaunty little tune to energize you as you complete your tasks. That's pretty nice, pretty nice. All right, do the usual shop buyout here. What is Car de Asada? Is that like supposed to be a Carnes de Asada? I don't know why, but I always enjoy like the food-shaped vehicles, right? Give me like a taco mobile or a hot dog mobile or a burger mobile, and I'm like all over that. Yeah, give me one of those funny cars. I like a good funny looking car. Get stuck in your head? That's good to hear. That's when you know a theme is catchy. Incidentally, you know what theme has been stuck in my head? The ending theme of Blueprints. That and like the like theme that plays when you're trying to reach room 46 the first time. That one too. Yeah, I've been listening to that on like almost repeat. There's one here that's a giant orange on wheels. Wow, that sounds pretty awesome. Wouldn't mind driving an orange mobile. I could ask people, aren't you glad this car exists? Alright, let's jump in here. We're off to the airplane. And I know Dom's Garage is like third on the list, but I'm thinking we'll go to Hangar 68 first. That way we can close out with Fast and Furious, right? Sound like fun to you? Hopefully it does, because that's what I'm doing. Wow, okay, this one like a bit more of a freeform map. Wow. I like how we're right next to a crop circle. But of course, we gotta, let people know that this is Aliens, right? You got the Aliens DLC, so here's some alien stuff, right? Emergency landing. I repeat, emergency landing. Something is interfering near Hangar 68. We need to go down and check our way without speed limits. I bet you won't be saying that when your cars mysteriously break down, huh? Unsure, let's go to the spooky alien site. Sure, that certainly won't come back to haunt us. Figuratively, maybe, or maybe even literally. I don't know. Alright, I guess we'll pick a balanced vehicle. Nice wind farm, yeah. This region is very, very eco-friendly. We'll give them that at least. Wow, it really is a hangar. Is it just me, or does this hangar look kind of little? Maybe it is just me. Zoom! I don't know. Anytime I think of a hangar, I think of it like just being larger, I guess. Maybe this place is large and I just haven't seen the entirety of it yet. I mean, it is only the first race, so this place could be like ginormous for all I know. At the very least, it seems to have like a good amount of verticalities from that. I can imagine my fortress is a giant wind farm. That'll be like one of the features of it, right? That's how That's how I get my power. Oh, nuts. I should have saved some boost. I did not save some boost. There. Realized there would be like a short on the track. But if windmills were like part of my fortress, would that make my nemesis like Don Quixote? Maybe like the guy's like, oh my god, there's like a whole bunch of dragons at this area. I gotta go take them down post haste. Right? I kid, of course. I kid. I guess if I had like wind farms, I would also probably just like put out solar panels too, right? Because I think it like kind of represents that in another way, you know, like clear skies, still wind, you know. That's when you get like maximum efficiency from your solar panels. I guess if we're doing that, I might as well do geothermal as well, right? Because it's like steam, and that's kind of like air, right? It's like air mixed with water and heat, so you know there's a little bit of fire in there too. And, yeah, there's probably like some dust in the air, so you know that's kind of like Earth, right? Kind of hitting like the four elements like that. You get some the geothermal going. If you had a secret base, what would your big features of your base be like? What would you put in there to make it all about, to make it like uniquely you? Totally self-sufficient. I mean, you gotta, right? That's how you get yourself a good remote base. Because hey, you can't siphon power off the grid. Someone's gonna notice at some point. You know what else I would try to do? I would totally try to like do one of those giant like holographic stages, right? Like the ones from Yu-Gi-Oh, where you can have like two people on opposite ends and you can have yourself like some epic looking battles, or you could also use it as like a concert area too if you really wanted. Okay, this is off-road? I think it's a drift event. Oh, you know, I could also use it as like sort of a virtual game stage too, right? Imagine like doing laser tag on like a holographic stage, or doing like a shootout, or I don't know, get into like virtual fights and stuff. That'd be pretty neat. Oh wow, we're like in a lab area now. Okay. Sorry for underestimating you, Hangar 68. I didn't realize you had so much game on you. Okay. Oh, that could have gone better. God, this one has stock boost, so I can't just hold A. Would involve magma and lava, with my Sona being a pyromage made of obsidian. That totally fits. Good old lava fortress. It's a classic. And you could totally get geothermal power from it too, so bonus. Pretty handy moat too when you think about it, right? With the lava and everything. I remember there was a character for a story I wrote long ago. They were a redhead, and they also had a lava fortress. I don't know, it sounded a lot funnier in my head. And I was also a kid, so, you know. I wasn't exactly, like, the most creative person. Let's try going down. We'll use... Oh, wait, no, is this a challenge up here? Oh, maybe I should go up here, actually. Okay, what is this one? Balanced as a time trial. Alright. Basically, it's like lava reef zone. There you go. So you're gonna have like spike balls and a little lava submarine as well. Maybe a zone where like everything cools off when you enter night mode too. Just gotta watch out for like hedgehogs, foxes, and echidnas though. They could probably tear your base up if you're not careful. Okay, so we're going through this track, but in a time trial kind of fashion. I can't believe they have a whole track inside a laboratory though. How's that for mixing it up? They certainly mixed it up there. Makes it further a bummer that like all the DLC zones only have like 5 pre-built tracks. Yeah, need some anti-gravity to stop that. There you go. That time. Done and dusted. Okay, do I have a powered heavy-duty vehicle? If I don't, it won't be too hard to get one upgraded here. Got enough resources for that. Confirm. Oh. Okay, they just an unleashed goal. There you go, network of underground foxholes. You gotta have the secret tunnel system. I get that. Oh, off-road. Okay, so I want to continue along this way anyway. And they want powered... Okay, I don't have a powered off-road right now. We're gonna hop back to the garage real quick. I can do that. Why don't the filters remain when you're switching categories? I wish they would do that. Okay, which one of these should I up the rarity of? Which of these looks appropriately rad enough for that? I kinda want to do this one. All right, let's do this one here. Right, that's the favorite. Yeah, there we go. Spend our upgrade token. Would you have an airship like in Freedom Planet? Oh, I totally would. You know, when I was in middle school and I was kind of going through my my Chuny phase, I was pretending to be like the actual ruler of the world, and I was flying around in my super rad airship fortress, and my friends were similarly kind of doing the same, right? We had ourselves fun just like doing imaginary battles and you know, taking each other on like that. I think it was when we tried to like, I don't know, apply like some sort of rule standardization to the whole thing where we lost interest in it. It was more fun when we could just like tell each other, "Oh yeah, I had a go at your flying fortress today. Oh man, I almost shot it down." I'm like, "Ah yeah, that's because you forgot about the time I almost counterattacked." Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Fun times. Fun times. Gotta design an epic airship. I actually pretended that I had like 2 of them, right? I'm sure you're familiar with the egg carrier from Sonic Adventure, but you also remember like the one ship from Pokemon the movie 2000, right? The giant like circular ship with the propellers and stuff like the guy had, where when he was like trying to capture the legendary birds and stuff. I imagine myself like having one of those too, right? Along with an egg carrier like ship. God. You guys are not playing around. Gotta design an epic airship. Yeah. Although I think for like my current character, I'm not sure if that would fit quite as much. You know, he's just like a humble adventurer. He's not the type of person to grab an airship. He's not like the main character of a Final Fantasy game. He doesn't quite have that sort of pull, you know. My God. Ugh. Getting there. I don't know why I'm failing so hard at this race. Did I just like pick a bad set of perks? Or did I pick a poor track to try this out on? That's probably it. Did a similar thing, designing a huge flying fortress. Nice. It's like just big and grandiose, right? I think even before that, right? I kind of had like a Star Wars phase before that too, right? And I just like imagined myself just having like the epic spaceships, you know, like the ones the Rebel Alliance had, and sometimes the Empire too. Just imagine myself having like a giant Death Star, like space fortress. Even came up with the engines. Oh. You know, I could see that. That would track. As that kind of thing where you look back and you go, oh, okay, yeah, you know. When you think about it, it's like, yeah, I could see myself. I could see why kid me would be into doing engine design, right? Years later, you're like, oh yeah, when you're restoring that car, right? You're like, oh, you know, kind of tracks, you know, kind of tracks. Well, I managed to pull it back at least. Managed to get back on track after that poor start there. Whew. I think I have that Triceratops car. I think dinosaur cars is probably another thing that's just really funny. Right, like the T-Rex monster truck. And then there you have the Triceratops car there. Does that mean there's like a Brontosaurus car? I hope there's like a Brontosaurus car somewhere, because that would be hilarious. Here we go. Done and dusted. Just like that. Let's go back and claim this challenge prize. Oh no, it's automatic. And the next one was down here. Ultimate category car with hyper boost, and then the last one is over here. Oh snap! Win an elimination with the stock car. All right. I see what you're doing there. Oh man, really turning up the heat for these later DLC challenges. I see. What was this one? Okay, this one's a checkpoint race. All right, so that means I'm gonna pick the Mega Rex. Maximum off-road ability. Let's do it. So we're gonna get a ground level view of this entire area. Why not just, like, boosting near constantly? I should just go zoom! It seems like they expect that to an extent. That you're just boosting your keister off. Oh yeah, through this little hole down here. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. Uh-oh. Oh, fell too far. It's fine, hopefully I won't lose too much time from that. Look at that, these walkways have railings. So you can tell this hangar is at least somewhat safe. Thought I was gonna get on there fine. Oh, okay. These are like the lifts that you can go up and down. I guess if they have like other vehicles coming in here and they need to go up and down and examine them, totally can. And there's the UFO. Okay, you know what? I take back what I said originally. This place is pretty sufficiently large and varied. I was mistaken. Forgive me, Hangar 68. I underestimated you. This is actually a pretty alright location. Alright, 45 seconds, 5 checkpoints, 4 checkpoints. Oh, we're going back out here. Alright, I guess we're going through this hole again. Over here. Oh, I think they might want us to go down, actually? Or I could just, like, do a sick aerial finish this way. Yeah! Oh, I saw that sign on the ground. Almost looked like a bathroom sign. I think that's more of like a pedestrians here kind of deal. Makes me think of that hidden pyramid base in Saints Row 2. Ah, I forgot about that. But yeah. That one you encounter fairly late game. Okay, now we want to be here. This is a regular race, and they want us to be in a swift vehicle. Here we go. I think this is the 3rd track we've seen on here. Looks like we're going up to the ceilings for this one. We're gonna do a little racing through the ducts as well. I feel like if we're up this high, we always have like a part in there at least. Alright, guess we're going left. There it is. There's the duct section. Ooh. Is that like a cyber can? Very appropriately future tech. It's the aesthetic of this space at least. Oh wow. You know, they probably tested that section of the track a lot to make sure that every car would be able to clear that. Oh, is that a grabber arm over there? Oh, that's pretty cool. The obligatory anti-grav section. I mean, it's just a thing in like all tracks, but it's even more fitting here. I like the little signs that have the arrows, that have the arrow pointing down. It's like, don't worry, there's supposed to be a fall here. You're not actually falling off the track. And this one's like, jump! Jump if you know what's good for you. Yeah, we're not even done lap 1 yet. Speak of the devil. This is long laps. Alright, let me go right. At least see what the section is like. I wonder if there's a track part that splits a track into 3. Or would that be like too much? Would that be a bit too much for this game? Honestly, I think the best way to make split sections work is just they have them like crisscross in ways. I know there are like certain tracks in Mario Kart 8 that do that, where the tracks like kind of split off into separate sections, but you can kind of look around and see the racers on the other part of the track. That's always fun. With how large this place is, I wonder if the Ark of the Covenant is in here. Maybe in another hangar, you know? It could be, right? Like over at like Hangar 67 or something, right? Hangar 68 is for the aliens, Hangar 67 is for all the cursed ancient artifacts. And 66 is reserved for all the you know, the ones that open portals to hell and stuff, you know? And 69 is the one where you're really, really into it, or you're like really, really, really not into it. There is no in-between there. Alright, last lap, we'll switch it up. Oh, I like how there's buttons on the base. I imagine like the real dragon toy probably has buttons on the base as well. Well, I imagine it doesn't breathe like real fire. It probably just has like a giant plastic thing in its mouth that you can shoot. Or maybe it just like lights up and makes sounds. Maybe it does that. I don't know. Never know. Ah. Oh, I guess we just gotta try it from here. Try again. Maybe you'll get it right this time. Well, take 3. Say third time's the charm. And it was. It was this time. This make me wonder, like, what the 4th track of this game is gonna go. The first one was kind of like a basic tour through the UFO. The other one was through the lab. This one is like on the ceiling. I imagine there has to be at least one that kind of gives us like the grand tour throughout the entire hangar. Probably saving that for the sprint race. If anything. There we go. Almost 5 minutes later. Oh, no, actually 5 minutes later. I saw the first lap took like a minute and a half. I kind of guesstimated 4.5 minutes. Yeah, that's my reasoning. Then again, I did take a lot of time trying to clear that jump that one time, so that probably had something to do with it. There we go. New challenge open. 2 races, a hyper boost. I'm pretty sure I have a hyper boost skill on one of my cars, right? Let me go check real quick. What is hyper boost? Oh, hyper boost. Oh yeah, hyper boost is the blue category. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm starting to realize what I screwed up with the other one. I think I should have put the top skills and not the. Oh, no, I think I did put the green skills on, right? Okay. Okay, the balanced one has hyper boost, and so does the rocket. All right, so use balanced and rocket for the next 2 races. I got this. Store a lifetime worth of cards in there. Oh my god. Probably like several lifetimes worth. In fact, you could probably just like host a whole card game tournament in here. It wouldn't be like an epic one like Battle City or Duelist Island or anything like that, but you could probably do like a 256 person tournament or something in here, right? Spread it over the course of a few days. Automatic flippers when they work. Plenty of room for HD monitors and decorations. Oh yeah. You could get yourself a pretty grand display in here. Ah, dang it. Thought I was going to be able to get them without conditions, but yeah, it's fine. I've hit the goal anyway. We're good. We're as good as we can be. But yeah. You know, the warehouse would be a pretty good place to... Or the hangar, I mean. The hangar would be a pretty good place to set up like a pretty sick holographic stage. A lot of space for a crowd, too, you know? You could build yourself a holographic stage and audience area. Or 2. Or 3. Maybe even 4. Alright, that should be 1. Yep. I could fit my card shop in there, too. Aw. Oh, yeah. I think I already said this, but TCG Card Shop Simulator did get like some substantial updates not too long ago. I wonder if I should like come back to that. Just do like a chill night there. Maybe when I wrap up one of my playthroughs. I mean, I know I recently wrapped up Blueprints, but I mean, like, you know, maybe when I wrap up another one after that. Because I'm already doing quick looks and one-offs for now for the Sunday slot. The upcoming one I'm rather excited about, because I played the Next Fest demo for it, and it was, like, pretty cool. My card is better than your card. It's like the times when, back in school, when you would just like show off all the cool stuff you had at the playground. And sometimes it would be trading cards, right? And they just like made that into a game. Like the whole deal with it is that you would use like stickers that have various effects, right? You put them in a card and you proc those effects, and then during the day you'd show them off to the other person, and then the whole goal would be to try to impress them more than they impress you. They have like a tug-of-war mechanic going too. And it's like all pretty neat. I've done a few runs in it, and it's like, yeah, this is shaping up to be a good one of those. Looking forward to seeing the other stuff they implement. Top trumps. I never personally collected Top Trumps cards, but I think one of my brothers actually did. They were a bit more of a sports enthusiast back in the day, and they still kind of are now. But you know, they kind of went the whole 9 yards with it, and that included collecting a number of trading cards based on the sports stars. I don't know, man. I don't even know the appeal. You can't even do anything with them. You just like collect them, and then you get to admire them and look at them all fancy. Oh wait, I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. I totally understand the appeal of it. On brand, but I had the car ones. Yeah. There's like a whole lot of trading cards out there. When I was during my holiday trip, one of the places we went to had like a number of card packs, right? And they were like collectible card packs. They weren't like TCG packs or anything like that, right? They were just like straight up collectible cards. So, yeah. Okay, the next challenge is over here, so might as well just unlock that while I'm at it. What is this? Yeah, okay. Do complete an elimination with a stock vehicle. That's the only requirement. I just have to use a stock vehicle. Does have to keep that in mind. Next time I see an elimination event, use stock vehicle. In the meantime, we'll do this one. Were there any other collectible cards you kind of got into? I have to admit, all my collectible cards were strictly related to TCG. So I did get a lot of Pokemon, obviously. I have some Magic the Gathering as well. A little bit of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. They also have like some from other various card games. But it's only because they had like VTuber collabs and stuff. Oh, I think I also have like a few decks of Vice Swats because they had the Persona 4 decks. I was like, oh, I gotta get it because I was like a Persona enthusiast. I mean, I still am, but you know, I was a super enthusiast back then. You collected stickers more than anything? Ah, that's fair. Stickers are fun to collect as well. Probably a lot more fun to show off or store, right? Either way you do it, it's probably pretty fun. Oh wait. Okay, I think they want me to go this way. For some reason I thought like the gorilla was the goal, but it turns out the gorilla wasn't the goal. God. Really doesn't help that like all the relevant track sections are like further apart here. Oh, why? Screw you, Snake. Oh yeah, the sticker albums with the holographic cards. I guess that would be like one of the fun things with some of the collectible card packs when they have like the collectible sticker at the back, right? Like whatever the real prize was that you would be like really after, you know? Or maybe sometimes it'd be like a giant sheet of bubble gum, I don't know. Okay, at least that one cleared. Alright. Oh no, toxic barrels of stuff. Ah, here's the gorilla I saw earlier. Properly encountered that now. And once again, we end at the volcano. This is probably like the only time you'll ever see the volcano as an ending. I feel like it's pretty hard to implement the volcano anywhere else. Unless you want to do like an anti-grav section. Ah, yeah, the Garbage Pail Kids cards. Fun. Yeah, there's a ton of collectible cards out there. Also a ton of collectible card games. I don't know if it's just me, but does it feel like a lot more collectible card games are coming out? See them for a lot of things, or maybe it's just like they were always there, and I'm just paying attention to them more now. Maybe it's just me. Artwork was top tier. That's usually one of the reasons I would pick up a game, right, when they have like pretty good art. You know, I almost picked up Force of Will for that reason, because I kind of saw the art style and I was like, oh, you know, this is kind of neat, but I thought about it some more and I was like, I'm not sure if I want to play the card game behind it, so I ended up not picking it up. The game shops are full of cards. Yeah. Yeah, whenever I go to a game shop, I usually see like at least one shelf that's filled with a number of trading card game cards. A lot of Pokemon and Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously, but you see some others on there. Like I occasionally see like Lorcana, the Disney TCG. I think I also see like a little bit of One Piece. Alright, I've seen that like pick up in some places. My nephew included. He's like pretty into the One Piece series itself, so would obviously be into the card game as well. But I've heard it's like also actually a pretty decent card game, all things considered, right? It's not like they just like slap the One Piece name onto a card game and call it a day. It's like actually pretty fun to play. Although my nephew's just in it to collect the cards. I don't think he plays the game, or if he does, he's not like super competitive about it. You know what I did pick up a while ago? I think I picked up like a Dragon Ball Z card game, video game a little while ago. I think it was like on Steam. Yeah, I'll give that a go. I just need to maybe look up to see like how long it would take to beat. That would be like the primary deciding factor. Then I can choose to where to slot it in. Reminds me of the South Park MTG episode. Which one was that about? I mean, I know it's probably like a parody of Magic the Gathering, but how did they spook it? How did they put that through the ringer? I'm sure it was, pretty sure it was wild as all get out, though. Second verse, same as the first. Oh my god, they really kicked me back quite a ways. Better get it right this time. Or no, actually, no, they didn't. They brought me forward. Well, there we go. Job's done. Still gotta remember, make sure to do Eliminator, Race, and Stock Vehicle. Cock Magic was MTG, but they had roosters playing. Ah, I see. So it was like a combination of cockfighting and Magic. Just had like secret underground rings, and people were just like, you know, betting their life savings and things like that. Of course, they would have an event called Mars Attacks. Just comes with the territory. Okay, what do we want? Drifter. I have to remember stock vehicle. Gotta pick a stock vehicle. I can complete that challenge. There we go. This is a stock drifter vehicle I can send in here. We'll give one car their time in the limelight, which would be the funniest one. Oh, what about the Street Creeper? Look at that. That's a pretty sick looking car. That looks like the kind of car a vampire would drive, right? If you were like a vampire and like, I need a ride, it might look something like this. Yeah, welcome to ESPN Illegal. Had a commentator and everything. All right. If you're gonna parody it, sure. That's probably a good way to go about it. But yeah, the idea of like just like secret underground trading card game fights is actually sounds pretty decent. Probably sounds like it'd be pretty funny. Give them props for that. Here we go. Boulders. Dodge those boulders. Does anyone remember that one minigame in Mario Party? It's like 3 versus 1, and then you had like the one player at the top of a ramp just shooting boulders down, and everyone else had to like run up the ramp to try to get there before time ran out. I don't remember having that much fun with the video game, especially when I was the one. Might have been just me though. Was almost as popular as their WoW episode. I can see why. Right, given the demographic that would probably watch South Park, it would be the right cross section for it. Same reason why the WoW episode took off. Curse you fans! Alright. There we go. Yeah, good. I just realized, is that like a... No, that's not a microwave. That's like one of those things they have at the labs that you have like a super controlled environment that you can put things inside, and then you can kind of do an accelerated version of whatever you want to observe in it. I wouldn't be surprised if someone did try to use it as a microwave at some point. I don't know, it kind of looked like a microwave, so I just put my coffee in there. You love the Death Note episode that Simpsons did? Huh. They did a Death Note episode. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess Simpsons kind of dabbles in the parody stuff, too, so... Tracks. And it's always nice when you get something that pops off, right? When it's not just like a shallow parody, they actually put some effort into it and make it like a tongue-in-cheek kind of tribute. That's always a nice feeling. Once fun seeing the characters in anime style, I can imagine. Yeah, when you do the anime parody, you always gotta have like the anime stylization. And you get people wishing, oh man, I wish we could just like have a whole Simpsons anime series. Okay, we still got like a substantial number of events to complete. Admittedly, most of them are like over here. This was a side path. We just like take the side path real quick then. On a kind of side note, y'all remember 20XD6 from the Homestar Runner? That was kind of like their sort of anime take on the Homestar Runner universe, right? You had like Strong Bad as Stinko Man, I think Homestar Runner Analog was like 1-up. Remember when they had like the Stinko Man 20 XD6 video game? And they were gonna have 10 stages for it, and then they released 9, and then they didn't update it for like the longest time. Until like, I think over a decade later, they finally put out stage 10, and just like got all the people coming back to finally see the conclusion for that game. Yeah, that was a fun time. Wait, didn't I already do this one? Did I mess up? Did I not have to do this again? If they do an anime series, they need all the tropes. Yeah, you gotta have like some familiar things in there, right? Yeah, you gotta have at least like one character with the pigtails and the tsundere personality. You need someone that does the ho 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 laugh, right? And then you need someone that has like a big pompadour. He wears a Garukan kind of outfit. Oh, you probably have to like put in a giant robot, right? Giant robot and like a magical girl warrior. Those are like other staples you need to throw in there. Oh, and maybe a kaiju as well, right? Gotta throw in the Godzilla parody. The spring visit episode. What was that one all about again? Spring visit. I'd imagine cherry blossoms were involved in some way or another. Oh, speaking of which, they probably had to do like some sort of like katana fight scene as well, right? And do the thing where you got like the two guys running at each other, and then they strike, and then they hold still for a moment, and then one of them collapses. Right? They gotta do that too. Alright, this is a swift vehicle. Yeah, and they always hit up a beach or a hot spring as well. Yeah. Oh, and someone inevitably will be dressed up in like a sailor outfit, right? At least some form of it. Oh, and if there's like a driving segment, then they gotta do the initial D reference too, right? Gotta have like, they have like some kind of gutter drift going on. Maybe they wanted to go like really, really deep. They could have the part where someone has to like drive while trying to balance a cup of water at the same time as well. Yeah, 5 episodes after nothing happens. It's all filler. We're like, yeah, now this is the filler episode. No. Or I guess if they really, really wanted to go deep. Just like make some sort of reference about repeating an episode 8 times or something like that. Maybe you don't do like actually 8 episodes, but just like put a jab to that. Back to the slice of life, yeah. After some intense action, you do a little cool down, right? A little breather of some more low stakes antics. Or, you know, maybe like something along the level of like the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, right? Something where you're not dealing with like the chief villain and the entire planet at stake. It's just like you trying to have a nice holiday, but it gets interrupted because you know, you get wrapped up in the nefarious plot of some villain of the week. You gotta figure that out before going back to your usual adventures. just need to stay ahead of the other two guys. I don't need to do anything else. Although making that jump would really help. It probably helped. It would be pretty funny if I kept on screwing that jump and then they finally got ahead of me and I lost because of that. Well, I mean, it would be funny in hindsight. Probably wouldn't be funny at the moment. The winter break with snowboarding. Snowboarding, skiing, or you know, just like being in the mountains. I mean, that goes hand in hand with hot springs too, right? Just like wind down with a visit to the hot springs afterwards. I feel like if I go to Japan, I definitely would have to at least visit hot springs once. Just to see what it's all about. See what it's like. Yeah, any excuse for swimsuits, exactly. Although if there were hot springs, you wouldn't exactly have, like, bikinis in there. That would have to be like a beach or a pool episode, specifically. Or maybe like a beauty pageant, or like a cosplay kind of deal, right? And the excuse is, oh yeah, no, the character always wears a swimsuit, or no, this is their swimsuit outfit, and this is what you're gonna cosplay as. Has there been a series that did something like that, where they go to like a convention and they're like, all right, you're cosplaying, here's your swimsuit. Wait, why am I wearing a swimsuit? Oh, this is the outfit they wear for this particular episode or this particular chapter, and that's who you're gonna be cosplaying as, and they're like, oh no. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. And if not, maybe I'll be the first to do it. As the saying goes, be the change you want to see. In this case, I want to see someone change into a swimsuit. But, you know, even though it's January, maybe I should start shopping around and see if I can find someone to do like a swimsuit art commission. Never too early to start, right? Back at the lab. Two-piece? Probably. One piece wouldn't be so bad either. I feel like 99% of swimsuits you see these days are like two-piece. There's still like a good variety of swimsuits you could do with a one-piece, right? You could do the classic leotard style swimsuit, or you could do like a one-piece kind of dress kind of deal. That usually works out pretty well too. Or you could do like the wetsuit style, right? You just have like the shorts, or like a full-on wetsuit. That's always that can be fun too. But certainly a good amount of variety you can do with like a two-piece swimsuit, right? You can mix and match top and bottom styles that way. I guess like both styles, you can throw on a number of accessories, right? A number of cover-ups, hoodies, shawls, raiments, things like that, right? Cloaks, I guess. I'm just like reminded of what is it, Fire Emblem Heroes again. One of the very first summer units we got, Summer Robin, was basically like her just like wearing a bikini and also her tactician coat over it. It honestly made for like a pretty neat combo. I don't know, something that felt like still, you know, fan servicey, but it's still appropriately fantasy adjacent, you know. You ever see those ones that are made from the Love Heart Suites? I have not. They're Love Heart Sweet swimsuits. Are they like actually the candy, or are they just like styled like them? Maybe both of them do exist, but I imagine they serve very different purposes in that case. Edible. It's like a dissolvable swimsuit. Although I guess in this case, you know, I imagine someone would at least be aware that they'd be putting on a swimsuit that was meant to be destroyed. Whereas the other one, maybe not so much. There we go, side path done. Let's get our goods from this. Okay, now I can go back here. Is this a side path? Or is this like the main path? I think our goal is like up here. I want to believe! Is that an X-Files reference? Sounds like it could be an X-Files reference. Which one? This one's off-road. Okay. We can use the Hotwiler. Roxanne Wolf's outfit would work. Well, apart from swimsuits, there's also a number of other things I could do, right? I guess, you know, being a VTuber and everything, I could do like a summer festival style kind of deal too, right? The other sort of anime staple, especially during like the slice of life, right? When they go out on the summer festival and everyone gets to dress up in like their yukata and everything. Have yourself fun that way. I think I actually got like an art commission of myself doing like a summer activity in yukata. Maybe when the time rolls around for it, I'll share that. S.r.l. Yeah, there you go. That would be an option to have. That's a good option for a cover-up, actually. You can wear it in a number of ways too, right? You could wear it as like a dress. You could wear it as a skirt. You could even like maybe do a variety of things like with it. So that works out pretty well. Yeah. I think I have like a spring outfit in my art as well. Being like a more very sort of outfit that's suited for spring. Be able to share that one sooner. This nice thing about the new schedule format I have, I got all this art that I got, and I can show off week to week. And maybe I could like throw some of them in the thumbnails as well. Oh, that's gonna be great. I think I only have like 2 thumbnails that have like different art so far, but I'm hoping to do more. Alright, it'll be a mix of my model doing stuff. Maybe art when the context feels appropriate. Ah. Get ahead of me, don't get ahead of me, don't get ahead of me! There we go. Bye-bye, Street Creeper and the other car with a really long name. High fashion with Azure. Oh yeah. It's always nice, right? Just gotta like maybe poke around a little bit, find an outfit that just like resonates with you, then you kind of stash it for later, right? When you can pull it out and go, I like this one. Can you have my character wear this outfit? Can you draw my character wearing this outfit? I'm gonna do a second prestige here. From 30 to 1. Honestly, if they're doing the levels like that, they may as well just do 1, 2, right? They might as well just like keep the numbers going up. I don't know why they're looping back around. Like, I had to imagine each new loop will keep giving you new rewards. Otherwise, they wouldn't have the level ups. Maybe it's just like a case of after a certain number of loops, they do stop, like giving you the icons and titles and stuff. That they'll still continue giving you like the other resources, like the coins and the skill points and upgrade kits and everything. Yeah, full tank of boost. We're starting this one off. Good note. Saw him Boost Guy. Himbo Hooters t-shirt. That has a nice ring to it. I actually kind of like that. How did Femboy Hooters become a thing anyway? On second thought, never mind. I just realized, oh right, the uniforms. That would be why. Like obviously, yeah. No, like imagine a femboy wearing a Hooters uniform. There you go. Boom. Explained. Yeah, it turns out there's like a whole series of restaurants out there, kind of for like all sorts of groups, right? Like Femboy Hooters, there's Himbo Hooters, and there's a number of others. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head, but it seems like they got a restaurant for everyone. No. So many Femboy Hooters outfits at cons, you know, I'm not surprised. Seems like it would be a pretty easy thing to do. Character, but wearing Femboy Hooters outfit. Yeah, I could totally see that. Right, someone says like, oh yeah, I'm cosplaying as Venti, but he's wearing a Femboy Hooters outfit. Oh yeah, I'm cosplaying as Astolfo, but he's wearing a Femboy Hooters outfit. Ah yes, I'm cosplaying as Ferris, but he's wearing a Femboy Hooters outfit. Etc, etc. Usually deer fursuiters. Why deer? Is there a connection there? Or is it just like something that just eventually kind of became the norm? Quite feminine build. You know what? I can see that, actually, yeah. I can actually see, like, you know, femboy deer anthropomorphic. Okay, I guess the primary reason to loop would be that you can just reset the experience curve as well. Maybe there is that. That way you can still have number coming by at a pretty swift pace, instead of having number come by slower and slower if you were to just go with like a singular level up. Right, rather than just looping it, right? We're back at the split track. Split track with the split dragon. Got 3 that time. Let's go. Oh, and this is a drift event, so I got this. Almost hit the wall there. Not that it wouldn't matter. I'm sure we're gonna hit 100,000 points pretty handily here. Alright, the big jump. Ooh, hit it this time. First try. Actually, first try. Ah, there's the wall hit. There we go. 100,000 points. Here's the end. Ooh, save that one. That would have been pretty funny if I could just, like, grind all the way to the finish. Not that I would have been able to do it because I had those guardrails in there anyway. But hey, we did it. We got the unleashed goal. We're good. Good to go. Alright. Next I want to go up here. We have another Drift Master event in the Drifter car. GG! Thank you, thank you. Only got like a handful of events to go, actually. We're pretty close to clearing out this map. I like how they put those two checkpoints really close to each other. Hit that wall. Oh yeah, I forgot about these rocks. Ah! Ooh! Oh no. Ah, there's the wall hit. Man, seems like you really gotta work your butt off if you want to get beyond ×3. At least there doesn't seem to be an achievement connected to that. I wonder if it's like one of those deals where you hit ×3 and then the meter just maxes out. It's really there to just serve as a buffer from you, to keep you from falling back to ×2 as quickly. Fine. Oh, we're very close to the end. Oh, speaking of the end is right here. Another one down and another one down. Next bone shaker. Okay, now we're gonna go off to the left because the right is probably where they have the concluding race. You know, there's a crashed UFO there, so let's finish off some stuff here. And that's a checkpoint race, or that's a waypoint race. So I will do the hangar, or I'll pick a heavy-duty vehicle. Of course, I'll do a hangar. All the tracks are gonna be at the hangar as well. What am I saying? Yeah, I need the Forza ×6 perk. Their multiplier can now go up to ×6. And it still amuses me a lot, like Forza Horizon has a skill system. Because it really is just like a number go up, right? I think the only time you actually got like something that had substantial gameplay upgrades was like Forza Horizon 3, right? Because they had stuff like, you know, unlock the Forza photo shoot feature, and then they had like a number of stuff that gave you actual perks for the playground games. But nothing that ever affected the races themselves, right? Everything just affected the number of points you could get, right? Oh, I guess they had like the renewable perks for discounts and free purchases, so there's that. I know later games also had like skills that gave you cars and stuff. Yeah, it's not like you had like a skill that gave you more acceleration or something like that, you know? I mean, to be fair, that would be really, really weird, so I know that's why they wouldn't do it, but still. Just felt like they kind of threw it in there for the sake of having levels, because people like levels, right? People like levels and experience points and making number go up. And putting context behind that. Yeah, ×10 if you get a skill song. You know, ×12 if you have like the right car and the right skills unlocked. I forget, wasn't there like a skill in one of the Horizon games that just let you instantly start a skill song? I think that only worked when you had like a global skill tree and not like a car-specific one like they had from 4 onwards. It does make me wonder if they'll try something different with Forza Horizon 6. Like if they'll try to shake up the skill system in any way. Right, we had like the global skills for Forza Horizon 3, and we had car-specific skills for 4 and 5. Are gonna try something different for Forza Horizon 6? I guess we'll find out when the game finally releases, or if they decide to talk about it earlier. I like how they end right in the center of that. That feels appropriate. And having the car on the control panel too also feels appropriate. You can imagine like someone just working at the control panel is like, oh yeah, my kid got me this really rad car, and pulls out of his pocket and lays it on the panel there. It's like, oh yeah, that is pretty sweet. It'll be like Horizon 5.5. So they'll probably keep car-specific skills. I mean, I imagine they wouldn't go back to a global skills tree because that would make things a bit too homogenous, but man, the third game with the car-specific skills would get a little long in the tooth. especially if they do like the 4x4, right? It's like a 4x4 grid of skills, and you know, specific per car, and the higher rarity cars will obviously have more skills for you to unlock. I wonder if they'll do Horizon stories. They probably will do Horizon stories. That feels just like something they would just do. It's probably something people would expect. It's like, oh yeah, no, you're gonna have a game take place in Japan and not have stories that allow people to experience the culture and the history of Japan. You know, at least get the overview of it. Whew, made it through. Yeah, it needs an overhaul. The playlist wheel spins the whole thing. My guess, since we did the style of build some experience, and when you hit the next tier, pick a new festival to unlock. I wonder if they'll return to like a one central hub for a festival, and you just like progress by completing events and stuff, right? Do it like Forza Horizon 4 style. Since Horizon 5 kind of took cues from Horizon 3. I guess if they really wanted to just like go crazy, just like base it off of Horizon 2, just have you like run from spot to spot and complete events there. Or you know, if they really wanted to be awesome, they would base it like Horizon 1. Have you climbing tiers. Who am I kidding? You're not gonna do that. Really missed that upgrading festivals. It was nice, right? It was pretty cool when they did that for Horizon 3. Felt like you were like slowly making the festival grow as you drummed up more publicity for it. Horizon 5 was just like, yeah, pick a site, and now it's set up, and now you've uncovered all the stuff around it. It was kind of like a quasi watchtower system, now that I think about it, right? Instead of just like finding a specific spot and then climbing to the top and then, you know, sinking yourself to uncover all the stuff around it. You had to build your experience until you could like activate a watchtower and then unlock all the stuff around it. Yeah, and the soundtrack needs to change too. Yeah, 5, I think a lot of people would agree that the soundtrack was kind of weak, especially evident with the one "Bring Me the Horizon" song. They cut out so much from it that it's like you wouldn't even understand what the song is all about if you listen to the radio edit from Horizon 5. Like if they're gonna have that, then just like pick some songs that are catchy and aren't going to require you to do substantial edits. I mean, it would be nice if they didn't do, if they would cut back on the edits to begin with, but if they can't do that or they don't want to do that, then I don't know. Be better with the song choices, right? Pick a song that's gonna be like 80% gone because for some reason. Can't have that. Oh, that reminds me of the throwback radio station they had with 5 as well, right? When they brought back Blink-182's Bored to Death. Right? The degree of kind of blackout they had there, where they didn't even want to put in the words dive bar. Like, I guess we can't talk about alcohol. I don't know. Like, bruh, what? Bruh, what? Yeah, epitaph and synthwave stations. Or, you know, you just go to the classical radio one, right? That one usually does all right. Yeah, they cut back on the number of radio stations in 5 too, right? I mean, they added some over time, but like at the start, it was like a bit reduced. Okay, one rocket vehicle for this one. Yeah, cut bed out of Maximo Park. Oh, this one's mash and start. I think about it. We've seen all the track varieties here, haven't we? Right? The 4 circuit tracks and 1 sprint track. Oh, this is a drift event. Alright. I think I'll make the 100,000s easy. I think. Yeah, how's bed offensive? I don't get it. Do you just think people will see the word bed and go, ah ha ha, sex? Because I don't. You know, not all the time. This is a full turnaround. There we go. Closer. Oh. Another good drift spot. Here. Oh. Alright. 16,000 more points. And we're halfway through the track, I think we'll be okay. There we go. 100,000 points. Guess we'll just have to wait. Like, I imagine with most racing games, they'll eventually put out an article that's like, and here's the music that will be appearing in Forza Horizon 6, and then we just have to cross our fingers and hope it'll still sound good in the game. I forget, when was Horizon's 10th anniversary again? Wasn't that like in 2022 or 2023? I'm trying to think if like the window would be appropriate for them to do like a Horizon 15th anniversary. We'll just see like a special event related to that, maybe, sometime in the future. We'll be like, yawn. And I'll be able to put in a Forza Horizon 5 tribute station, right? Same way they did 1 to 4 in Forza Horizon 5 back for its 10th anniversary. I'll probably put in some cheeky reference to, you know, the one car. Okay, this one is a drifter. Oh, and I picked a Swift car. Whoops. I mean, should be close, right? You know, I did see a rumor, right? Because I think some people were like, or had a pop-up that showed up in Forza Horizon 5 that apparently wasn't supposed to be out yet. But it seems like we might actually be getting Horizon 5 in like a few months. it's coming with the usual stuff, right? You're gonna have the Ultimate Edition, which will get you a couple of card packs right out the gate, and also get you the Expansion Pass, which will eventually give you 2 big expansions in the future. So, probably nothing you haven't seen before. So at least that isn't going to change for Horizon 6. They missed a chance to have We Like the Party by the Bengal Boys. You know what I miss? The OneDrive integration they had for 3. Yeah. That was great. Just being able to go in there and just like put in a folder with all of my favorite music, and then being able to listen to that and get the pipes through using their cloud technology while I drove through Australia. It's pretty sweet. I'm disappointed that that never returned. Alright, we got one more. Surprisingly enough, it's an elimination event. I gotta be in a drifter vehicle, alright. Bone Shaker, coming back out. I guess it's fitting that the final race of Hangar 68 would be like Eliminator. Right, it's like you're trying to outrace the aliens. Trying to survive them because they're out to get you. And you gotta make sure you stay one step ahead of them. And Mixer, Mixer. I specifically used Mixer for Forza Horizon 4, right? And it was specifically because they had the one experience track that required you to be on Mixer. Even if it just like mainly got you Mixer cosmetics, it was pretty alright, you know? Just like find someone streaming Forza Horizon 4 and then go sit on there for a bit. Good app for sure. If only maybe Microsoft just like put some more effort into it. You know, more effort beyond just like, hey, let's pay a $1 bajillion to some big name streamers and hope that they'll stick around. Boy, howdy. Could sure use a few streaming competitors to Twitch and YouTube, right? Hey, I like Twitch, and YouTube's pretty decent as well, but a little competition can't hurt, you know? Always gotta keep them on their toes. The Mixer had like some halfway decent features too. Had a fair amount of interactivity you could do. Also add Spotify to Forza. That would probably help a good amount. At this point, you just have to like turn the music down to 0 and then have Spotify run in the background. Of course, it wouldn't be the same, right? Because then you wouldn't get like the musical, the sound mixing they would do, like, you know, when you enter a building and then the sound kinda, you know, gets a lot more muffled because you're inside a building now, right? You wouldn't be able to do something like that. If you just like ran Spotify outside. There we go. We've done it. We have managed to outrun the aliens. We have survived our encounter in Hangar 68. We probably found out what was interfering with the plane's flight mechanisms, and we're able to get it back in the air. The end. Don't you love a happy ending? That I totally made up. Radio would cut off in tunnels in 4. Yeah, something like that too. Yeah, right. Little things like that to add to the immersion. Congratulations, we're almost there. We could find out something never seen before. Don't stop now. Push the pedal and let's finish what we started. Aliens won't stop us. Well, actually, I hate to tell you this, but yeah, this is going to be the ending point here. It is nice when you see like the ultimate challenges pop up and it's like, oh yeah, no, they kind of slot in there quite nicely. Oh, I like how this one is covered up by the clouds here. It's like, oh wow, you could kind of miss that. But all right, that does it for Hangar 68. We got one more destination to go to. Oh, there it is. Dom's Garage. That's right. We're going to the world of Fast and Furious. Oh wow, it's like swanky LA neighborhood, I'm imagining. Oh yeah, no, it is, because I see the Hot Wheels sign, right? The Hollywood sign parody on top. Here you are. You're still in time to barbecue with the others, but you have to prove you can be part of the family first. Get on the track and make your rivals bite the dust in Toretto's garage. Yeah, that's the setting of the Fast and Furious DLC. We're gonna be racing in Dom's garage, and we're starting with the heavy duty, of course. Right, heavy duty, like the franchise itself. Pretty heavy duty now. Wait, I don't mean it like that. No, it's fine, right? It's a good popcorn flick. Something to, you know, just like turn off your brain and just enjoy the spectacle that's happening on screen, you know? It's that kind of film. Now. And just smack around those little paper balls. Heavy duty, aka gone on too long. I think a number of people probably agree it's starting to get a little long in the tooth. Like after a certain point, like I don't know how much further they'll be able to spectacle creep, you know? They've already gone to space. Like hopefully they don't have to start like fighting giant robots or something like that. That might be a sign they've gone too long or too far. Part of me wonders if this is like Dom's garage, like created down to the exact last detail, or if maybe they were given some leeway on how they decided to depict it. There's a good number of areas here. You can see it, right? You have like the backyard area. You got like the parking, or you got the driveway. You have a little stairwell. Of course, you got the garage area in there with the workshop and everything. Fast versus Godzilla. Could you imagine if they actually did that? Fast and Furious and Godzilla. Wait. Did I bounce on like a paper ball or something? Is that what happened? Did I unintentionally springboard myself? That's pretty funny. Not gonna die. Wait, was that a giant toilet car? Of course they would have a toilet car. For a first track, this is actually kind of long. Like a whole minute for that. A lot of straightaways, too. Then again, we're going on the grass, so I can see why they might want us to... They might recommend a heavy-duty vehicle for this one. You know what they say, it's all about drive. It's all about power. Heavy-duty vehicles probably have a lot of power. Or a good amount of drive, too. Think about it. How much you willing to bet the waypoint races in this area are going to be like? One will take place within the garage itself, and then the other will probably take place in the outdoors area. That feels like something they would do. There we go. Another one done. Another one for the books. Yeah, could have a squirrel with a gun on the grass sections. Yeah, and they're driving their own car, too. That'll be the boss battle, actually. Hot Wheels versus squirrel with a gun. Oh, there's only 2 challenges on this map. Okay. And one's coming up. Type rocket. And I gotta use the what's that? Coriaceous armor? Huh. That's a big word. Oh, wait. You see what they did there? A quarter mile at a time? That's a thing they said in the movies. Now you know. Oh, but this one is show me how you drive. A quarter mile at a time. Alright, yeah, okay. I've seen what they did there. Aha. Aha. Well played. This one's a mash A to start. I wonder how they decide between, like, you know, the 3, 2, 1 countdown and the mash A to start. Oh, hey, look, it's one of the cars from the Fast series. In fact, I think it's like the car from the Fast series, right? I feel like you know, if you think about Fast and Furious, you're probably thinking of that one. Ooh, we're driving under the car too? Ah, alright. You can hear the revving of the motor. Ah, I like it. I like it. You know, this is alright. This is alright. Ooh, I heard the sirens in the background there. You think we got time to be driving little metal cars? The cops are after us. They're gonna be here in like 5 minutes. No, you don't get it. This is very, very important for our plan. We gotta have the car drive around here so we can gather data for when we actually do this stunt in real life, you know? Right? Gonna be doing a heist that involves us driving under a gigantic car and doing a big-ass jump and going on a loop-de-loop as well, you know? Just another day in the Fast universe. See if my rocket car has that armor perk on it. Not, I'll have to switch it up. What's it called again? Oh, this one. Goes taller. Okay, that's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. There. Just had to do 3 races like this? Really? That's it? Well, alright. Followed by a car with a rocket strapped to it. There you go. Let's see. It has to be quick races as well. Alright. What's the other challenge one then? Okay, 2 races with stock. That's easy to follow up with. Alright, let's start with this one. It won't count towards the challenge, but we gotta do this one so we can get to the quick race that will count towards the challenge. Oh, this is to drive under the car in big loop-de-loop track again. times I forget about the slide swipe. Other times I'm like, oh yeah, it exists. Honestly, I feel like the side swipe would be a bit more satisfying if, you know, there was like more beyond just yeeting the other car off to the side. Like, that's the kind of maneuver I think would make more sense if this were like a Burnout style game, right? Where you can actually make your opponents crash and wipe out. In this game, though, it's like more of a peculiarity, right? It's more like, oh, hey, I remember it exists, or, oh, I'm like a little off course mid-air. Let's just, you know, kind of shunt myself left or right. Hopefully I'll be able to stay on target. I mean, even the jump seems like a bit more substantial use, right? We do have like parts of the track that feel like jumps are either necessary or they'll at least help you out more. Something like that. Send into power plays. Oh my god. You can imagine Hot Wheels Unleashed with power plays, right? Power play. Activate Dragon. Power play. Have Spiderweb just have the spider just rapid fire. Power play. The parking garage collapses. Power play. The gorilla leaps down and smashes a car. That would actually be kind of sick. Unfair. Toys to life, literally. Oh, I actually got some pretty sick air there. Yeah, UFO attack in the hangar. Or, you know, the crane swings around too, right? The giant claw we saw there. Or, you know, that one thing goes up and down. Or those barrels explode. There we go. Eliminator finished. Now we can get to the quick race. And doesn't matter what car they recommend, we're using the rocket. Even if it is an ill-fitting car. Oh, we're doing this track again. Hey, want to drive under the car? Hey, want to do it again? Hey, want to do it a third time? I mean, I know these tracks do repeat themselves a lot, but I don't think we've had one that repeated 3 times in a row. Damn it. I thought I was going to be able to shift myself over. Alas, I was at the wrongest angle for that. Is that wheel, like, creaking? Does that wheel element actually, like, creak? That's actually a pretty nice detail. That's exactly the kind of thing you would imagine, right, that thing doing when you were a kid. this one more time after this. I've only seen 2 tracks here so far. I wonder where the other tracks will take us. We already got one that goes through the garage. We got one that kind of goes through the outdoors part. I guess we have one that kind of like focuses on the other end of the outdoors area. Be a bit more. Maybe something that focuses on the tires and the boxes there. Or maybe this parking lot, or the driveway out here will get some love. Although that feels like that could also be like a waypoint. So a few obstacles there, and you got yourself a nice obstacle course. Oh, nuts. I thought I was gonna be able to outrun that, but I didn't. I think about it. Is that like a barrel? Do they like cut a barrel in half to make that grill? Or is that just like the design? Am I seeing things? That almost feels like they made a whole barrel grill. Which honestly would feel appropriate for something like this, right? So just like improvise yourself an appliance out of the materials you have. Yeah, sure. A barrel could work as a grill, I suppose, right? Just get yourself a nice grate. And you probably get yourself something decent there. Yeah, most of the grills I see tend to be like the super fancy ones, right? They're the ones with like the multiple hoods and the side grill that you can put other stuff on, and you know, another side area where you can put the finished stuff on, or maybe your other grilling implements as you need them. Oh, of course, you have the thing on the bottom for the propane tank. And various meters on the hood too, right? To tell you the temperature and the propane levels and things like that. Alright, the most sought after. Wait, yeah, they wanted me to do heavy duty. Yeah, mend and make do. Gotta work with what you got, you know? And if it works halfway decently enough, then sure, why not, right? Or save yourself a ton of money that way too. Okay, this is that other race we did. Oh wow, okay, that one knocked me into the pillar there. Wow. Alright, you know what? I ain't even mad. These cars actually be fighting. Alright. See your game here. Try to sideswipe that one back. I don't think that would have been the best idea. Probably would just ended up careening off the track myself. Heh, way too fast. Unfortunately, they were not fast enough. They might have had the ferocity, but they did not have the fastness. You know, that reminds me of this one image I saw that like greatly amuses me. It's like of a cat in like one of those like little kitty self-walking kind of cars, and then you see the title "Slow and Sorta Upset," right, in the style of Fast and Furious. But it's just like the cat kind of just like looking really annoyed while they're in the kid car. I don't know why, but I find that funny. It's like, look, they're parodying Fast and Furious, but it's a cat, so it's also adorable. You know, that also reminds me of the one April Fool's prank, or April Fool's gag image that EA put out when they were like announcing the next game in the Need for Speed series, Need for Speed Traffic Jam, and it just showed like a bunch of cars kind of on the road, all piled up close together. The best part was since like Payback was the one that came out around that time. It was like in the Payback environment, and you saw the Payback cars, so that was like pretty funny too. Yeah, had me laughing. Certainly got a good guffaw out of it. Alright, there we go. That's that side path done. Okay, can't loop around to try to grab the rewards. Oh, okay. I can go up here. I was wondering where I was supposed to go. I was like, oh, do I have to hit the challenge? No, turns out I don't. By an inch or a mile. Again, we'll drive heavy-duty vehicles because this is not a quick race. Okay, I just want you to know that we've gone through like 6 races in this zone so far. I think we've only seen 2 tracks. It's like this one and then the other one where you're driving under the car. I know there's 3 others. There's definitely 3 others. They're front-loading these tracks for some reason. I wonder if they're gonna do the thing Excel Racers did and only have the one show up for the climax race. Eventually we'll see 2 other track layouts. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And then we'll get to see probably those 2 ad nauseum, because, well, they've already wrung these 2 dry, so they only got 2 others they can use. At least this was just a time attack, so we only gotta do 1 lap. Job's done. And now for the waypoint. What was that? Cars don't fly. Dodge and boost. Alright. So at least see this area from a different perspective. Ah, okay, we start on the filing cabinet. Oh no, someone left a car up here. And now night has fallen. And the car springs to life. Whee! Someone probably put a lot of detail in those desks and everything. And unless you go over and take a good long look at them, you're probably not gonna see all of it. I really hope they put like a lot of references in there, right? For anyone who really just like wants to get into the weeds with it, just really take a look at all the details. I hope they put some work into that. Even if it means the vast majority of them probably won't. Is this supposed to be like multiple houses? Like one garage that serves multiple houses? Oh look, we get to go under the car again. At least that's what the checkpoints want us to do, right? Yeah, why not? We can indulge it a little bit. There you go. Are you satisfied? Aerial finish. Back into the garage. Quick, we gotta get back on the filing cabinet. The kids are about to return home. Get some water real quick. Yeah. Maybe community garage? You know what? You're probably right. It probably is a community garage. I never had to contend with a community garage myself, but yeah, I can see that. Alright, that's a quick race, so I want to switch to a rocket vehicle. Let's go for a little ride. Okay, here we go. Finally, a different track. The third track type, I believe, we're seeing here. Looks like it takes place entirely inside the garage. There's nothing out there. Does that mean the fourth track is going to take place entirely outside? No, wait, we already had one that does that. So it would have to be one that kind of crisscrosses. You know, we have that those other holes in the garage that haven't been used yet. Probably get put to use in the final two tracks, right? That. Oh, look, Tedge's Automotive Service. There you go. A little reference for you. Okay, this one does go outside. And granted, it does outside around the garage, but it's outside. You know, I was gonna ask if this game has free roam, but then I realized, oh wait, no, this game doesn't necessarily need free roam. You have the track editor. You could probably use that to kind of fly around and look at the details that way. You know, it's a pretty dangerous way to set up your tool cases like that, right? Just like have them, just kind of like on the edge like that. Like, what happens if it collapses, right? What if someone has their hand under there? I mean, they probably shouldn't have their hand under there, but what if somebody has their hand under there and it collapses? That's probably not going to be very pleasant. Certainly turned into gladiators with that swinging ball. It did, for a moment. You just need, like, one of those conveyor belt track elements, right? To have to work your way against it as you go up. And then another part where you have to like hand crank your way across a gap. And then maybe another one where you have to avoid... Oh, you could have like the boulder thing, right? That would be like the one game where you have to hop between cover and while you try to take out the gladiator that's like shooting at you from a turret. That was always my favorite Gladiators game, specifically because they had weapons. It was just like very much unlike the other games that you had that were like, you know, plausibly at least like maybe you could call it like some sort of physical test, but I mean that one was a physical test too, but definitely went in a different direction compared to some of the other games they played. Yeah, the pugil sticks that look like Q-tips. Cotton swabs. Yeah, that was another one they did, right? They like stood on giant pillars and they swung those around and tried to knock the other one off their podium first. I also like the giant hamster balls one they were in. The ones where they had like roll around, I think, like hit lit spots on the floor, while like, you know, gladiators and other hamster balls would try to push them around. And then there were some others. I think there was like one where they were like over a suspended area and there were like rings everywhere. And then the goal was like to either to try to knock the gladiator off before they pulled you off the rings first. Oh yeah, they looked fun. Yeah. And it's probably telling that, you know, that kind of game popped up in other things, right? Like I think what Dead Rising 2 kind of had like a game that was like the hamster balls game from Gladiators. And I think Fusion Frenzy also had something like that. Man, this is like a one-way path so far. Right, you have like a slight diversion here or there, but it's very much a one-way track. Terraced houses. Let's go for a little ride. Okay, and this is Eliminator, so we'll just stick with their recommendation for balanced. It's a balanced recommended, so this has to be a different track, right? Ah, nope, it's the garage track again. Alright, get ready to see this one like 7 times in a row or something. Jeez. Atmospheres, that's a... Oh my god! We're going flying! Going to space! Oh, Atlas Spheres. Okay, that's also a pretty good name for it. I need to at least get ahead of 11th place here. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. This is gonna be a fight. Alright. Oh, and there's the crowd. What's up, y'all? Coming through, excuse me, coming through, excuse me. Coming through, excuse me. Alright, I'm feeling safer. And the rings were Hang Tough. Is that like supposed to be a play on Hang 10? Ooh, see how I cleared that boulder there? Yeah, pro moves. Show is back here and rebooted. Ooh. I know they tried to do a reboot here in the States, but I don't think it's like running anymore. Again, I guess given the current situation, we might not see it. But yeah, does the rebooted show have like all the staples? Right, they got the games you remember and love, and you know the reverse treadmill ramp that everyone has to run up at some point. Yup. Of course they would. I have that in there. That's what we'll remember. Right, time for the final leg. And we're done. Another race in the books. Okay. There's 3 more quick races. How far away are they? Oh wow, that's actually quite a bit of distance. Now we gotta do a time attack and a balanced vehicle. So we're going back in the garage, aren't we? Hey, you remember this track? Well, you probably do now. Remember they did US versus English Gladiators back in the day? Oh, did they? Oh. Man. That must have been pretty cool. I personally don't think I've watched that. I'm sure there's probably like an article or a video out there somewhere on it. I'll probably try to catch a glimpse of it. And it's always fun when you get like a bit of an international show going, even if just for a moment. Over the top names though. Well, you gotta make them memorable somehow, right? Though, to be honest, given like, you know, this day and age of like online handles, that could be seen as like a quaint thing now, right? It's like, oh yeah, you're that name, haha, cute. Proper Saturday cartoon. I mean, I think at least around here, that actually did air during the weekend mornings, so it fits. Gotta give them like some sort of menace that would make the kids quake in their pajamas. This one is heavy duty. Said welcome to the family, so we're doing that other track. Yeah, you remember that other track we raced on to start this area? Yeah, well, why don't we do that again? But this time we're gonna do it as an eliminator event. Actually, I think again, actually, because we already did it once before. Was it this repetitive in the other areas too? I honestly, I mean, I know the, you know, the track variety and everything is the same, but for some reason I just notice it a lot more here. Or maybe it's just like after doing 4 DLC areas that are kind of like this, you kind of start seeing the seams of it, even if you know, this one is just like the others, at least in the format kind of sense. I don't think we've even seen the 4th track yet. It's like, we hope you won't get tired of these tracks after repeating them 100 times, right? I mean, I know, you know, the track creator is the point, and you can download like a zillion other tracks online, but still. can't believe I actually made it back onto the road. We went right over the table for that one. Oh yeah. Got like 3 more rounds. Oh my god, did you see that? You see that recovery I did there? Holy crap, I can't believe I pulled it off. Totally planned it. Yeah! Stayed on the track, baby. Now we can finally hit another quick race and finally be done with this challenge here. It's how you race your car. No miles to waste. I don't remember. Use rocket vehicle, regardless of their recommendation. I don't think we've seen this track name before. Oh, okay, we're starting a dinosaur. This is a new track. We're starting outside, too. In a new corner of this area. You can see some of the track out there. We're racing against a giant fire truck. Giant fire truck repurposed as a monster truck. I'm sure that happens a lot, right? A lot of cars that are probably going to be decommissioned anyway, they're like, what if we just repurposed it for the purposes of entertainment? That's how you get those sick builds sometimes. That's an apple. Someone just has like a bottle of apple on the ground there. I'd assume it's like apple scented cleaner. There's no other reason you would put like, you know, bottle labeled apple down there. Okay, we're gonna have to do a rotation for this one. Yeah! Let's go. I also appreciate they're just like putting random boxes kind of arranged in different ways on there. Have yourself a little bit of a, you know, destructible physics object that you can knock around if you choose to smack into it. Luckily, it wasn't one of the fire engines with the trailer ladder thingy with the steering from the back. Ooh, that might have been a bit awkward, yeah. Ah, we're approaching the end here. Okay, so this one just ends at a ramp. All right. Right into the wall there. Blap. Okay, so that's 4 tracks we've seen so far. And that should be the challenge completed too. Yeah, there we go. so we can get that reward node behind it and finally start on that other challenge. This one was just... Okay, yeah, use a stock race to do the Unleashed Goal 2 races. Easy peasy. Gotta go here. I run these streets. So what if I use a stock drifter? Would that be fine? Yeah, we'll apply that. Let's see, which car do we wanna give a little spotlight to? Oh, what about Surf and Turf? I like Surf and Turf. I like a good Surf and Turf box. That's like one of my favorite things to get at Popeyes. Just get a Surf and Turf box. Which I know is kind of ironic because, you know, Popeyes is known for its chicken, but I don't know. I think they, at least the one I order from, does like some decent shrimp. I'm fine with like getting a Surf and Turf box when I also order like a chicken sandwich and maybe some other menu items that might be part of a deal when I'm ordering from them. No. Oh, an Unleashed goal is 250,000. Okay. Really, target here. But again, there's like a good number of thrift spots you can have here, so might explain a lot. So remember, for an event like this, it's not about speed; it's about control and handling. Ooh, we almost got a ×3 on the multiplier. Let's see if I can get up there. That whole thing falls fast if you're not building it up. Closer. Oh yeah, there we go, ×4. I think that's like the first time I've ever gotten a ×4 in this event. Because I keep on smacking the wall and then losing it. It's just like draining. Ah, and there we go. Now it's gone. I had a ×4 multiplier, and it's gone. I also want you to stay within the confines of the trail, so it's not like you can go out to like one of those open areas and just drift to your heart's content. Ah, dang it. That's fine. I'm like well beyond the Unleashed goal anyway. That Popeye sounds good. Popeyes, I enjoy Popeyes. When it comes to like fast food, if I'm like, oh, I'm feeling like getting delivery, I'll probably deliver from Popeyes sometimes. I feel like I don't actually do delivery as much these days. It's like, take a look at the prices, right, and see how much it totals up to. I'm like, man, I could just like run out to the grocery store, buy myself a bunch of ingredients, and get like so many more meals out of it, you know? I could get myself like a week's worth of food at the grocery store, whereas usually fast food deliveries with the same amount of money, I'll usually only get enough to last me like maybe 2 to 3 days. You know, granted, there's like a few restaurants I can order from where I can get like a week's worth of food out of it, but you know, that's like few and far in between. And it's definitely not Popeyes. A week's worth of food from Popeyes would probably set me back a substantial amount of money. You know, that's money I could spend on groceries or skeb commissions. Sometimes both. Okay, that's 1 out of 2, yeah. So, okay, this is a waypoint race. Uh-oh. No, I think I'll just I only need 2, right? I don't need to kind of knock this out straight away. You can just do this from here. Oh, wait. Is this a bed? Or is this just like a tablecloth. Okay, I think it's just a tablecloth. Bargain bucket from KFC is like 18 pounds and sides on top. There's something to be said when the bargain option costs you 18. Pretty sure that's like around 36 US dollars, right? Like, holy crap. When you get to that point, you feel like you might have lost the plot somewhere. Right? Because the whole point of fast food was that it was supposed to also be cheap. And I feel like that's kind of been missing from fast food these days. Like, what you're paying for fast food is usually around the same price you could probably get from, you know, a more established restaurant or something. You'll probably get, you know, something more substantial out of it, right? I think people really especially raised that point with McDonald's. Because, you know, McDonald's was like the quintessential example of, oh yeah, you know, super cheap fast food, right? Like, it's not the best quality stuff out there, but at least it's affordable and it'll get you full, and the kids love it. Now it's like, man, a meal will actually set you back an amount, and if you're ordering for a family, even more so, right? Like, at that point, you might as well go to, like, a sit-down restaurant or something. You'll probably get something decently better out of it, you know? Yeah, you get a supermarket rotisserie chicken for $7. Yeah, the supermarket I go to does, like, the prepackaged meal kit stuff, and they definitely get you substantially more stuff out of it than you would with, you know, fast food restaurant. These days, I usually only get delivery if I can, like, get a deal out of it, right? You know, and nothing like $3 off of 20 or, like, free delivery or something like that, too. No, it's got to be, like, something fairly substantial, you know? Yeah, the saver menu. I remember that, right? We had the dollar value menu over here, too. Yeah, I missed that. Okay, this is a time trial, so I probably don't want to be racing a stock vehicle for this one. Nevertheless, drift. So is this the last track type? Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the last track we haven't seen yet. Ooh, wow, look at that giant serpent. And we've seen that one before, but still. I don't think we've seen it from that angle. Yeah, I missed the value menu, right? When you could, like, oh yeah, hey look, there's a hamburger and you know, small fries and a small drink, right? $3 gets you a complete meal, and for some people that was like more than enough. $5.50 for a Big Mac, jeez Louise. Right, their premier menu item cost as much as like a main course in a restaurant. Like, jeez, man, what the heck? Not gonna close. Unfortunately, I kind of missed the part where they would flip me over, but that's fine. I made it work. Ooh, we're gonna get the pillars too. Oh wow, even the stands are barrels. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, Subway, you can't get a footlong for under 10 anymore. Yeah, remember when they had like the $5 footlong? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And so does Subway for that matter. Do they still do $5 footlong? I guess they wouldn't if you can't get one for under 10 anymore. Okay, this is a race, so I think I can do stock for this one. Drifter? Alright. Let's go rep a drifter vehicle, huh? What we got here? Ooh, like that one. It's pretty sweet too. Oh, this one's a Fast and Furious vehicle. Oh, look, it's Dodge Charger. Hey, I think that's a car that's in the driveway, right? Guess I gotta take this one then. Yeah, I used to do delivery from Subway as well occasionally, but I don't know. I think their website is like absolute butt. Sometimes when I try to go on it and try to place an order, for some reason, like the entire website will just like freeze up, right? It'll blank out when I try to click on anything, and it will also like, you know, forget my order for some reason. And then it will also have that issue, like, no matter which browser I switch to, because I thought it was, like, a browser-specific thing, so, you know, if I tried to order on, like, say, Chrome, I would then try to switch to Firefox, but it never worked out, right? Eventually I just, like, man, I don't want to go through all this effort just to order some goddamn fast food subs. I'm not that desperate for them. Like, yeah, screw that noise, right? Yeah, you can get a meal deal in the supermarket. Right, for $4, you get sandwich, crisps, and a drink. My supermarket actually does something like that, too, where you can do an entree, a drink, and a snack for a set price. It's pretty nice. I usually like to grab a sandwich, chips, and a bottle of soda. It's kind of become a thing for me, right? If I ever do a supermarket run, I'll usually just like grab a meal deal kind of thing from there. They got some pretty decent things. Just some good sandwiches, some good wraps, some good other stuff too. Crafty was online, adding cookies you didn't ask for. Oh man. You know, when I was when we were traveling to Vietnam, actually we did go to a restaurant where, you know, my parents did all the ordering stuff because they were more fluent in Vietnamese than I was, but occasionally the people did come by with other food items, right? And we didn't order them, so they're like, no, take them back. We didn't order that. Right, because they would totally do that thing where, you know, they would bring it and put it down and then charge it for us later, right? And just like, oh yeah, you know, that kind of tactic. Nope. Parents saw right through them. I guess if they were good for something, they were at least good for that. Upselling. That's not even upselling. That's more like trying to bamboozle them with additional food items, right? Like the aim is like they'll be so busy stuffing their faces, right? They don't realize, oh wait, no, we didn't order that, and then you can just like put that on the bill because hey, you ate it, so we're gonna charge you for it, and then you can say, well, if you don't pay for it, you're gonna be committing crimes, and you don't want to be committing crimes in a foreign country, would you? To pay it to kind of be done with it, right? It'll be an expensive lesson learned in being aware of what's going on. Okay, that should be the stock events challenge completed. Congratulations! Actually getting pretty up there. Like, all the event types only have like a handful more to complete. We have 2 Drift Master, 1 Quick Race, 1 Time Attack, and 2 Elimination. So wait, which one's the finish line? Is it this one? The highway? Or is it this one? It's been a long way, it's never the last drift? Oh my god. They both feel appropriately climactic, to be honest. This one reminds me of, that one scene, everyone remembers, right? From that, right? Where the road split and the guy singing, "It's been a long road without you, my friend." Right? That one. Time to stretch my legs a bit. Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of stretching out here. This is a time attack, so they should. Quick. Now we blast off. Whee! Yeah, I think we're hitting that goal pretty easy here. Track left. Done and dusted. Another race for the books. Yeah, this is like the climax of the movie, right? This is like when everything's come to a head and now all the protagonists are racing over to the evil guy's skyscraper to get him for like one last showdown. Oh wow, even this one's even called Justice is Coming. Justice is Coming. That sounds like the edgy lines an online guy would say, right? When they're trying to threaten someone else to be like, "Justice is coming. Your days are numbered. Justice will be coming. And when it knocks on the door, you better be ready." At least this will be a one-lapper. This might actually be challenging. Okay, third of the way there. Sounds like a Justice League tagline. Yeah, that'd be like a Snyderverse tagline right there. Justice is coming. Justice League. Now, on the subject of superhero films, I did see some people say that was it Avengers Doomsday has been starting to kind of ramp up their promotion. What was that film supposed to come out again? It's gotta be like pretty soon, right? Or else they wouldn't be doing a push like this. Yeah, it does feel like they're kind of really going for the, hey, you remember these guys kind of bit, right? They're showing off like Cyclops in one of them and Captain America and like another one of them. I think Robert Downey Jr., right? Because you remember his run as Iron Man, right? He was the guy that kind of saved the universe the first time around. There we go. It's another one done. Your buses are still sporting the Fire and Ash adverts. That film's already out though, right? I think that one came out in December. I saw some people mention it because was it the Avatar game also got like DLC on that day. The highway. Also fitting that this part would be an eliminator race. Okay, they want me to drive a rocket car? Alright, I can do that. I guess it's like one of those things, if Fire and Ash is still being like shown in theaters, then sure. And if there's no big film coming out like in the near future, then maybe they don't see too much of a need to change it over. Or, you know, maybe if like, whatever company handles advertising for that, paid for a certain length, so if the time period, if the window hasn't expired yet, then those adverts are still going to be around. They got the cyber speeder. Kind of wanted the Bad Guys 2 posters from the bus stop. I've certainly had that desire a few times when I see like something like, say, an advertising standee that I'm like, oh, that would be pretty cool. Wish I could take it. I'm pretty sure I probably could have if I had been in the store at the right time, right? When they finally take it down. Oh, you want this? I'm guessing like public adverts is probably a lot harder to get. It would make for a pretty sick wall decoration, though. That much I can say. You ever do that? You ever decorate your room with posters? I have to admit that I didn't actually. Mostly because I didn't spend all that much time in my room. There we go. That's that event done. I know one of my brothers actually did hang up a lot of posters. When he got his own house, he finally like put up a whole bunch of posters. So when we would visit him, right, his game room would have like a bunch of game-related posters. That was pretty sweet. Wholly appropriate. Tons of film posters from the video shop. Ooh. And band posters. That feels very fitting. Yeah, movies and bands would have a lot of posters, so you're bound to obtain a lot. Alright. We got 3 more events to do. It's Never Goodbye, the first one. They want us to do an off-road vehicle. I gotcha. See, this is after the bad guy's been taken down, right? This is the post-confrontation thing where they have to wrap up all the loose ends and hit the emotional highs, right? After you've done the big climactic highs, now you gotta do the emotional beats, right? Everyone's saying their goodbyes, everyone's getting their big parties going. I just noticed this is an eliminator race too, so it's never goodbye kind of takes on a different meaning when you think about it. It's okay, it's not like they're exploding or anything. They're actually just like, you know, leaving to pursue other areas, you know? They got like other jobs to do, right? Whether it be like, you know, jobs or you know, like heist in the sense of heist sort of jobs, right? You're just parting ways, you know, like the metaphorical split highway from that one film, right? The one where the guy sings, it's been a long road without you, my friend. Right now. Oh, wow. These pillars have different things on them? I didn't realize that. So some are blockers, some will just let you through, and others have ramps so you can get some fun air off of it. Or maybe get some air off of the track if you're not careful. I still like that the car's front hood speeds up in its chomping as the car itself speeds up. Can you imagine how much work someone probably had to put into that to make that work? I hope they're super proud of it, because it was worth it. One more round. There we go. Used to love looking at all the posters in the music shops on that vertical thing you could flip through. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember seeing that in stores occasionally, right? Yeah, a little thing that was like a giant book and it had all the posters kind of out straight. And yeah, you could kind of flip your way through them and check out a whole bunch of posters that way, right? Certainly beats having them rolled up in a box somewhere. You can't check them out that way. Right, the only way you'd be able to check them out is if they decide to put a sticker on the front of it. Oh wait, no, that was the canonical end of this map. The other two were like a bonus. All right, congratulations, you're almost part of the family. And if you may have figured out, it doesn't matter if it's an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. Turbo to the fullest. It's time to race. Nope. I think what I'm going to do is maybe wrap up these last two, and that's gonna be it for this one, huh? So next is the quick race, family affair. Right, family. All the memes about family. Remember when was it? Well, I forget which Fast and Furious movie it was, but there were like there was that absolute flood of family memes that just came out. Right, just like just copy-pasting Dom into a bunch of other situations and have him vaguely talk about family while the characters of that particular work's like, no, you can't do that. But like, he'd be like, nah, it's okay. I don't need whatever. I've got family. And then he goes and does this thing. Okay, good thing I'm off today. It's almost 6 a.m. Oh, man. Day off. If I didn't already take like a bunch of personal days off, I probably would do so. Maybe I should check out next month's schedule and see if I can schedule some days off. I should remember to do that, right? It's nice to take a break every now and then, right? Yeah, that's like the one thing as an adult, right? At least for those who are a bit more on the workaholic side. Sometimes you have to remember to schedule some time off, right? A little time for yourself. little time to just kind of kick back, relax, and enjoy the things you want to do at your own pace. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is a quick race, so we're doing a full 3 laps on this one. I need outfits. I'm taking the day off. Yeah, something like that. I think these days it would be like, alright, time to scour the internet to see what I want my VTuber to wear, and then hop onto VGen and Sked, and see if I can find someone to draw me in that outfit. Oh, and Ko-fi too. I occasionally get commissions from Ko-fi. It's a pretty decent site for that. Certainly got a good number of things from there. Like that one icon I showed off on Christmas recently from Quintwai. That was on. I ordered that one on Ko-fi. Is it Ko-fi or coffee? I would think coffee because that would be coffee, but I don't know. Ko-fi, I don't know, sounds plausible too. You know what that reminds me of? There's this one series that I watch called Is the Order a Rabbit, where all the main characters had like names that were based off of puns of drinks. So you had like one character that was named Hato Coco, and there was another character that was named Cappuccino, right? And it kind of continued on like that. Yeah. Very much a series that was not grounded in reality. And that's fine, right? We don't need every series to be like that. This one was very much silly and very coffee shop themed. Also rabbits. I always thought it was coffee. I mean, I could totally see that. It probably is too, right? It probably is. I don't know why I pronounce it Kofi. Alright, we have one more event. Well, one more main event, right? It's all that extra challenge stuff. I'm willing to bet there's probably like some special screen that appears if you do complete all of the super challenges, but I don't know. That'll probably be something I do on my off time, if at all. I tried to do one of those, right? It was like a time attack when I beat the main campaign, and I didn't even get close to the target time, so I'm like, I don't know. It's fine, right? I appreciate the existence of super challenges for those people who wanna have like a big goal to reach. But man, this is so not my thing. Scour Blue Sky and Affinity, or Fur Affinity for artists. Let's see. That makes a lot of sense. You know, when I did, back when I did cosplay, one place I did go to maybe find someone to commission was this website called cosplay.com. I know, big shocker, but that used to be like the sort of central gathering area, at least for like, you know, cosplayers in North America. Right, it was pretty, and they did have like a section for people looking for like commissioners for a costume, and I managed to like get a few there, so it was pretty cool, right? I just like put a post out on the forum, and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for someone who can make me a cosplay costume of this character." And after that, you just kind of wait for someone to PM you, right, or private message you, like, "Hey, you know, I could do that," or right, like, "Here, check out my other stuff," and then you can decide from there if you want to move forward or not. Sounds right up my street. It absolutely was. It worked very well for the time I used it. But then they did like a big overhaul to their site, right? They overhauled their site. It's like a substantially different thing now, and I kind of stopped going to it after a while because they didn't have like at least I don't know. The new forum system was like weird, and you know, not as many people hung out at it, so. Bit of a shame. And then I kind of fell off of cosplaying there too, so yeah. Well, there we go. That is 100% of the Fast and Furious map. I guess, does this place kind of look like the front of the one house? Because it's like a rather nondescript location to kind of, you know, put an ending scene. I was rather shocked when it showed up when I finished this. I guess the name "It's Never Goodbye" it's probably a good name for a climactic track, but in any case, there you go. That's the Fast and Furious map. That is everything here. So that means we've done all the DLC. That means we have completed at least, you know, all of the base content the campaign has to offer. So yeah, that's it. Where's the credits? Do they have the credits in here? There we go. Discord's a good resource. Yeah, everything's moved to Discord now. On one hand, I guess it's nice that the community still exists. On the other hand, I kind of miss, you know, just being able to go around on websites and stumble across a forum and be able to look at the information, right? Because it's not like you can just go stumble upon a Discord server, because you have to like actively join it, right? So it's like a bit more siloed off, and I don't know, that can be a little annoying at times. Anyways, credits. Yeah, that's it. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. It's more Hot Wheels Unleashed. I can appreciate it. I guess the one thing I have to question is, was it necessary to make it like a full-on spin-off sequel, right? I mean, sure, they have new environments, new tracks, changed up car lineup, and I don't know, probably had like new track elements in there too, but it felt like mechanically the biggest things they added were like the jump and the side swipe. And sure, as I said before, the jump got a decent amount of use, but it felt like really didn't need the side swipe. Felt like the kind of thing that maybe they could have just like updated Hot Wheels Unleashed 1, right? It's like, oh yeah, now we've added new abilities for your car, and then I don't know, throwing in the environments and stuff in there. I mean, even the campaign was like pretty similar between the two, right? You had like the 5 masters that you had to go defeat in Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 that took the form of like giant animals. And then here it was like more of a kind of a creature recapture, because they put a little plot behind it, which I don't know, mixed results. Mostly superfluous, but I guess someone will get a good laugh out of that, right? Yeah. Oh, apart from that, it's still pretty solid racing game, you know. Still pretty cool to kind of imagine. Oh yeah, this is what like races would be like, right? If you were a kid, right? This might be how you would imagine them, and you get to race them in various environments too. You know, I guess if they did have to make a sequel, one thing I wish they would have done is like maybe had a transfer option, right? Maybe if they just like let you transfer the environments and tracks from Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 into here, it wouldn't be so bad, right? Because, like, you know, I don't think there's like any changes to the physics or anything, so all the old tracks and everything should still work. At least I would think so. Nice backgrounds. You know, I'll have to say, I did like the environments in here, right? They were pretty colorful. There was a good variety of them. I did go back to see what the environments were in the old one, and I saw it was like, oh yeah, there was garage, there was skate park, there was skyscraper, and then they had the basement too. Although one thing I did miss is that there's no like customizable environments in here. In Hot Wheels Unleashed 1, you could customize the basement to a degree, so you could change up the furniture and the wallpaper and the posters and things like that, but they don't have anything like that here. Also, if I have to say it, I kind of like the DLC from Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 more. I mean, sure, this game has Acceleracers and Fast and Furious was like pretty neat, but I don't know. I wish they had something that was like as impactful as like Batman and Looney Tunes were on Hot Wheels Unleashed 1. In fact, Hot Wheels Unleashed 1 had like a number of cars, right? They had like the Street Fighter cars, they had the Mystery Machine, they had like a Barbie vehicle as well. I was looking around to see if there were like any other sorts of referential cars apart from the DeLorean kit and the Snoopy vehicle in this one, but it seems like that's the extent of it, right? Those are the only cars that kind of survived, and I guess part of it might probably be because a lot of that stuff was Warner Brothers and maybe licensing issues and stuff might have caused them to not be able to bring that over, but I don't know. We still could have had the Barbie Mobile. We could have still had Street Fighter cars. That might have been alright. On the other hand, I guess if they had like a limited number of vehicle slots, if those got freed up for Acceleracers and Highway 35, you know, Hot Wheels specific series, that's probably pretty cool. Yeah, Looney Tunes backgrounds are great. I did like the Looney Tunes environment. I also kind of liked how the DLC maps were kind of just like part of the campaign map, right? They were just like in the lower area. I mean, I guess this one, the airport here, kind of works better for just being more expandable, right? You could just like add more and more DLC in the airport menu, even if they only ended up making 4. You know what the funny thing is about this? This game came out in like 2004, right? And they released DLC over a year, and they had like a post on Steam towards the end of it where it was like Road to Year 1, and they were like, we wanted to share some screenshots in the lead up to the Year 1 anniversary, as if they were gonna do Year 2 of DLC, and maybe they were, but they didn't, right? Here we are in 2026, and you know, we have Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, and it's 4 DLCs, and yeah, that's the extent of it. Certainly room to expand though, right? Again, we had like the airport menu with the scrolling menu that you could use to add more packs, and there certainly was room for more event types and maybe more tracks. And I don't know, maybe they could have added more cars too, but I guess for one reason or another, it stops at Year 1. I guess I appreciate that we got 2 Hot Wheels Unleashed games out of it, but man. Also, the devs, S.r.l. Milestone, have moved on to other projects too, right? I think they released another game in 2025. And they're actually currently working on an update to like an old series, right? They actually announced it a while ago, Screamer. It's funny, right? I didn't realize that was actually like an old game series that they're kind of doing a revival for. It's kind of interesting, right? Because they're taking it in a different direction too. It's like more of a character-focused racer, a bit of a cyberpunk backdrop, but kind of look at the mechanics they have, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, right. These are the things they kind of also had in Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. They're just like having it in a different context for this game. Honestly, that one does look interesting. I wanna maybe see it develop, and if it does look like it's going somewhere cool, maybe I'll give that a go, right? More chance of hell freezing over, right? Oh man. Cyberpunk? Got your attention, didn't it? Yeah. I can enjoy a good cyberpunk setting every now and then. Got good fashions too, right? So kind of get like that sort of future-esque, but still urban style as well. Maybe you can like take it in a few different directions because, hey, it's the future, right? Clothing styles will probably be different. You want to make it like a little fantastical, right? Want to make it seem like a new world. Okay, we're at Milestone Wishes to Thank, so I think we're approaching the end of these credits here. Pretty long list. A lot of folks to thank. Thanks for being so patient with us as we develop this game. Does make me wonder. Every manga video feature ever in the 90s cyberpunk. It was pretty prevalent in that era, wasn't it? I feel like fantasy series was also pretty prevalent. I mean, I guess they're always prevalent. Considering isekai is popping off. I think it's still somewhat popping off, and a lot of those take place in fantasy settings, but yeah, cyberpunk was like pretty prominent. Like even like the well-remembered series had like elements of it, right? Like I remember Serial Experiments Lane and Ghost in the Shell, and there's probably others too, right? Other sorts of series that kind of take place in that sort of future, future of its time kind of setting, where computers rule the world, and you could do like brain uploads and cyber attacks were like really scary things when they kind of bled out into real life. Battle Angel Alita. We also kind of got like that post-apocalyptic future setting too, right? Like the Mad Max style future where everything's like a freaking desert and everyone's like wearing a vest and pants and like tons of spikes on their clothes and everything. And like all the guys have like square jaws and are built like rectangles and stuff. Oh, now we're at production babies. Oh, there's 3 of them. Are they gonna have a pet section too? Or are gonna have like staff pets? Oh no, we would like to thank our families and friends for their never-ending encouragement, support, and patience. Oh, now we're off to Artery Studio. Wow, they had a lot of people working on this, didn't they? The OG manga film. It's always fun looking back and like seeing where it all began. It's like, yes, it was such humble beginnings. Of course, looking at where something is now can be like a 50-50 between, wow, look at where we are now, or, oh god, look at where it is now. It's like, oh yeah, it used to be something, or, man, remember when it was like this? Or no, it'd be more like, yeah, remember when it was like this? Or, yeah, remember when it was like this? these artists. Oh, now we're at Glenda Studio. This is definitely a Vietnamese studio. Said an old man voice. In my day. Back in my day. A lot more people worked on this than I thought. It was a substantial undertaking. You know, what was like the gap of time between Hot Wheels Unleashed and Hot Wheels Unleashed 2? That might explain a bit. Rosebud Games. This is a Chinese studio, I think. Rosebud. Rosebud Frozen Peas. Full of, what is it? Frozen goodness and green penis. Alright, that's it. I'm out of here. They don't pay me enough for this. Ooh, there's a fish stick in my beard. Probably messed up a few words there. Roboto Globo. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Almost as long as the credits for the original MK film. This game was developed from a variety of worldwide studios with a variety of viewpoints. Right? Something like that. Man, you could probably play like the entirety of Freebird during these credits. Maybe that and then some. Could probably play Freebird like twice. Could probably play like those 3 tracks from Clair Obscure Expedition 33, right? The ones where if you play it like back to back, they play for like 33 minutes on the dot. You could probably do that. Oh, hey, original music. Why? Hey, Sharks in Venice. Dude, that's actually a pretty rad group name. If that is a group name. Sharks in Venice? Have you heard of the name of my new band, Sharks in Venice? Right, we have Quality Assurance Studio as well. Testronic. These guys have very important roles as well. Probably like very specific instructions to, all right, now we need you to try driving into this corner, right? Try driving into this corner and pressing the jump button a few times, right? And if you see anything unusual, let us know. All right, now I want you to see if you can like get up to the ceiling. All right, now if I wanted you to see if you can like squeeze yourself into this little gap here, right? And if anything happens, let us know. Okay, these names are alphabetical order with first name. I was wondering, it's like, oh wow, I was trying to look at the last names, like, oh, they're kind of going all over the place. It was like, oh no, they're ordered. Well, they're ordered from the first letter, I should say, right? I don't know if these names are in family name, given name, or given name, family name. The music is used in the Sharks in Venice film. Wait, there's a film called Sharks in Venice? I didn't realize that. That's gotta be like a comedy horror kind of film, right? That sounds like something that would be a horror comedy. Sharks have invaded Venice, the city of canals. So now it's no longer safe to go in those boats because you might get eaten by sharks. Oh no! I have to wonder too if these credits loop. Is it like one of those credits that's gonna just like keep looping, or you know, did it already loop and I just didn't notice? I think I would have noticed, right? Because I feel like if they were going to loop, they would show the Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 logo again. Or maybe they don't? Well, if we see something like I don't know, Rosebud Studios again, then we'll probably know. Sounds like another Sharknado. Yeah. Sharknado 6, Sharks in Venice. That being said, they did make those films specifically because the premise is so utterly ridiculous. They obviously ran with it, knowing that people would know that the premise is ridiculous, right? It's not like they were trying to play it like with any sort of seriousness, because you really can't. Oh, legal lines. All right, we're at the legalese section, so this has to be close to it. Of course, they gotta put in all the stuff related to the car licenses. Right, they gotta put in the stuff for Audi and Bigfoot and Koenigsegg and Bugatti and Fiat and Alfa Romeo and Lancia and BMW and Mini and Gucci and Packard and Back to the Future and Knight Rider and Fast and Furious and General Motors and etc. 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 Clownnado. Wait, is that actually a thing? I wouldn't be surprised if it was. Yeah, of course, there's a Peanuts in there too, right? Because we have the Snoopy doghouse car. It's Castrol, Nissan, Ducati, Honda, more Honda, Vespa, Firestone, Mercedes AMG. Oh my god, is that a Mercedes AMG 1? Oh, Mitsubishi. Wait a sec, they even have DualShock? Gotta get a license for DualShock? Does every PlayStation game have this? Gotta put in something in the credits for DualShock? Oh, they got fonts here too. Wow. So I guess we want to get fonts to make your work more Hot Wheels Unleashed like. Here you go. Well, hi Loki. How are you doing? You're just in time to watch the credits of Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Oh, we got definitions as well. So this is what font software means. This is what reserved font name means. So on and so forth. Tired bean. It is a little late. Wanted to say hi. Aw, thanks for coming by and saying hi. I hope you are doing well. Try to catch a stream of yours soon. It's been like eons since I've been there. Apologize. Could have used them for thumbnails. I could have. I always try to pick a font for the thumbnails that's at least like kind of close, you know, at least feels visually coherent with you know, the text that they have for the series. I think I got enough fonts for that. Hope you are too. Oh, thanks. If you want to hang too, you always can. Just ask. Thanks. I'll keep it. I'll keep that in mind. Oh, there we go. The credits just stop. Oh, okay. So that's how it works. It's not that was rather abrupt. I thought it was gonna like be like a big loop, but it's kind of like more of a long document, right? You hit the bottom and then you kind of just like click the top and then you're back at the top and you scroll again. So that's how that works. Yeah, there we go. That will do it. That has been a playthrough of Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I have enjoyed this, and I hope you have enjoyed watching it. Maybe I'll revisit this a few times, see if I can try to get the remaining cars, but obviously that'll be something I do on my own time. I shall lurk, Uber Eeps. Thank you for the lurk, and enjoy your sleep. But yeah, I am actually gonna exit the game here, go back to chat, begin myself